It is 2:14 in the morning. You are on I-80 in western Nebraska. The temperature is 17 degrees. Your trailer is loaded with 40,000 pounds of temperature-sensitive freight that has a delivery window in 6 hours, and your truck just stopped. Not slowed down, not through a warning light, stopped, on the shoulder of an interstate 300 miles from the nearest person who knows your name. What happens next, the specific sequence of events that determines whether this night costs you $3,000 or $30,000, whether you make that delivery or miss it. Whether your customer calls you again or never calls you again is determined not by how good a driver you are, not by how well you maintained your truck, but by which truck you are sitting in right now. The Peterbilt 589 or the Freightliner Cascadia. Those two trucks parked on the same shoulder, in the same weather, with the same freight, at the same 2:14 in the morning produce different sequences of events from the moment the engine stops, different service networks, different diagnostic capabilities, different parts availability, different dealer response times, different total breakdown cost outcomes, and a financial gap between those outcomes that can be the difference between an owner-operator who recovers from that night and one who does not. This channel has compared these two trucks on fuel economy, on resale, on purchase price, on insurance, on ELD compliance, on IFTA, on financing. This is the comparison that every other comparison was building toward. What happens when everything goes wrong? Stay with me. Let me start with the first 60 minutes after the truck stops. Because the first 60 minutes of a breakdown determine more of the financial outcome than anything that happens after, and the difference between how the 589 and the Cascadia handle those 60 minutes is where the comparison begins to separate. Your truck stops. Your first call is not to a dealer. It is to your diagnostic system. And here is where the two trucks produce their first difference. The Peterbilt 589 with SmartLINQ first nacho. Remote diagnostics has already made a call before you picked up your phone. The 589's connected diagnostics system monitors fault codes in real time and transmits them to car service infrastructure continuously. By the time you realize the truck has stopped for a reason and not a choice, SmartLINQ has already logged the fault code, timestamped the event, recorded the geographic location, and in many configurations has already queued a notification to car service team. When you call Peterbilt roadside assistance, the number is on your visor. The service representative pulling up your truck's record already has the fault code. They are not asking you to describe the symptoms. They are not asking you to look for the warning light. They know what failed. They know the part number, and they are already querying their dealer network for the nearest location that has that part in stock. The Freightliner Cascadia with Detroit Connect operates differently. Detroit Connect is an excellent fleet management platform. It provides real-time data to fleet managers who are monitoring multiple trucks from a central location. But the owner-operator running solo does not have a fleet manager monitoring their Detroit Connect dashboard at 2:14 in the morning. The owner-operator has a phone, and when they call Freightliner roadside assistance, the service process begins at the first ring of that call, not before it. The Freightliner service representative is good at their job. The process is professional, but the diagnostic information they have access to at the start of that call is what the driver can tell them: the warning lights visible, the symptoms described, the fault codes readable from the instrument cluster, not the continuously transmitted diagnostic data that SmartLINQ has already provided before the 589. Driver even picked up the phone. In a diagnostic process that determines the correct repair path, the difference between a pre-logged fault code and a symptoms-described diagnosis is often the difference between a correct first parts order and an incorrect first parts order that extends the roadside event by the time required to reorder and redeliver the right component. That difference in the first 60 minutes between the 589's proactive diagnostic transmission and the Cascadia's reactive diagnostic process is not always material. When the failure mode is obvious and the repair path is clear, both trucks reach the same diagnosis in approximately the same time. But when the failure mode is ambiguous and a significant percentage of roadside events involve ambiguous initial presentations, the pre-log diagnostic data produces faster correct diagnosis. And faster correct diagnosis means shorter roadside time and lower total breakdown cost. Now let me talk about dealer network coverage, because this is the category where the Cascadia's market dominance produces its most genuine practical advantage, and where the comparison between two trucks produces a result that depends entirely on where you are when you stop. Freightliner has over 700 dealer locations in North America. the density of that network in major freight corridors in secondary markets, in the geographic coverage across the full operational map of American long-haul trucking is the deepest of any Class 8 manufacturer. On I-80 in western Nebraska at 2:14 in the morning there is a Freightliner dealer in North Platte, Nebraska, approximately 45 miles east, and another in Cheyenne, Wyoming, approximately 90 miles west. The Cascadia driver stranded on that shoulder has a dealer within 45 miles in direction of their delivery. Peterbilt has over 350 dealer locations in North America, approximately half the density of Freightliner's network. On I-80 in western Nebraska, the nearest Peterbilt dealer is in North Platte, approximately 45 miles east, the same distance as the Freightliner dealer in this specific location, but move breakdown scenario 100 miles in either direction to a stretch of I-80 between Sidney, Nebraska and Fort Morgan, Colorado, and the dealer coverage comparison changes. The nearest Freightliner service location from the middle of that stretch is approximately 60 miles. The nearest Peterbilt dealer is approximately 120 miles. In a breakdown scenario where the truck needs to be towed to a dealer, the towing cost difference between 60 miles and 120 miles at current commercial towing rates of between $9 and $14 per mile is between $500 and $840 in additional towing cost. This is the honest truth about dealer network density that the Peterbilt versus Freightliner comparison requires. Acknowledging directly, in the specific geographic markets where Freightliner's network density exceeds Peterbilt's, which includes significant stretches of secondary freight corridors and rural interstate routes, the Cascadia's breakdown response begins closer to the truck. Closer means faster service. Faster service means shorter delivery window impact. Shorter delivery window impact means lower total breakdown cost. The operators who run exclusively on primary freight corridors between major metropolitan markets, the I-80, I-10, I-40, I-70 backbone routes, face comparable dealer access from both manufacturers in most situations. The operators who run secondary lanes, regional distribution routes, or agricultural freight corridors where the interstate network thins out face a real dealer density advantage for the Cascadia in the specific geographic markets where Freightliner's 700 locations exceed Peterbilt's 350. Now, let me talk about parts availability, because this is the breakdown cost factor that dwarfs towing distance in the total financial outcome, and where the comparison between the 589 and Cascadia produces the most consequential difference for the owner-operator sitting on that shoulder. A roadside breakdown event has two cost categories: the immediate cost towing, roadside labor, hotel if overnight, missed delivery penalty if applicable, and the repair duration cost every day the truck sits in the shop rather than moving. Freight is a day of lost revenue. At 125,000 miles per year and $2.40 per mile in freight revenue, the average daily revenue of a productive owner-operator is approximately $820 to $1,100 per operating day. A truck that sits in a dealer service bay for 5 days costs between $4,100 and $5,500 in lost freight revenue before the repair bill. The speed at which a dealer can complete the repair is primarily determined by two factors: technician availability and parts availability. Technician availability varies by location, day of week, and backlog. Neither manufacturer has a systematic advantage here. Parts availability, whether the specific component that failed is on the dealer's shelf or needs to be ordered, is where the comparison produces a specific and important result. The Freightliner Cascadia is the most widely serviced truck in North America. The volume of Cascadias in service has driven parts purchasing decisions at every Freightliner dealer in the network. High-volume failure components for the DD15, the DT12, and the Cascadia's specific chassis systems are stocked at dealer locations across the network because the demand frequency makes stocking them profitable. A Cascadia owner-operator whose truck fails with a common failure mode, a fuel injector, an air dryer, a specific DT12 component, is statistically more likely to have that part on the dealer's shelf the day they arrive than the owner of a less widely serviced truck. The Peterbilt 589 Cummins X15, the powertrain specification. This channel has consistently recommended benefits from a parts availability advantage that the Paccar MX-13 does not share. The Cummins X15 is the most widely distributed diesel engine in the Class 8 market. It is serviced not just at Peterbilt dealers but at Kenworth dealers, at independent diesel service shops, at Cummins certified service centers, and at fleet maintenance facilities across North America. The parts ecosystem for the Cummins X15 is the broadest in the industry. This means the 589 Cummins X15 driver whose truck fails with a common Cummins failure mode, an injector, a turbocharger, an after-treatment component, has access to parts not just at Peterbilt dealers but at the full ecosystem of Cummins service locations. The nearest Cummins certified service center is often closer than the nearest Peterbilt dealer, and Cummins parts availability at those locations often matches or exceeds the Freightliner dealer stocking of DD15 components. The 589 PACCAR MX13 driver does not have this advantage. The MX13 is serviced at PACCAR dealer locations Peterbilt and Kenworth, and at authorized independent PACCAR service centers. The network is not as broad as the Cummins ecosystem, and in the specific geographic markets where PACCAR dealer density is lower than Freightliner dealer density, the MX13 breakdown can produce a longer parts procurement delay than the DD15 breakdown in the same location. This is the specific data that this channel's previous comparison videos built toward, and the reason the Cummins X15 specification recommendation has appeared in nearly every video on this channel that discuss the 589 purchase decision. The Cummins X15 is not just a fuel economy optimization, it is a breakdown recovery optimization. It is the specification choice that gives the 589 the broadest possible service and parts access in the specific emergency when broad access matters most. Now let me build the total breakdown cost comparison with specific scenarios. Scenario 1. A Peterbilt 589 Cummins X15 and a Freightliner Cascadia DD15 both experience a turbocharger failure on I-70 in western Kansas. The location is 70 miles from the nearest Peterbilt dealer and 40 miles from the nearest Freightliner dealer. The Cascadia is towed 40 miles, towing cost at $11 per mile, $440. The Freightliner dealer has the turbocharger on the shelf. It is a common DD15 failure component, and a high-volume dealer stocks it. Labor time 8 hours. Total downtime including towing approximately 14 hours. Lost revenue at $900 per day, approximately $525. Total breakdown cost excluding parts approximately $965. The 589 Cummins X15 is towed to the nearest Cummins certified service center 35 miles. Towing cost at $11 per mile, $385. The Cummins service center has the turbocharger on the shelf. Cummins X15 Turbo is a stock item at most Cummins certified locations. Labor time 8 hours. Total downtime including towing approximately 13 hours. Lost revenue approximately $487. Total breakdown cost excluding parts approximately $872. In this scenario, the 589 Cummins X15 produces a lower total breakdown cost than the Cascadia DD15 because the Cummins certified service network outweighs the Freightliner dealer network density in this specific geographic location. The 589 wins by approximately $93 in direct breakdown cost. Scenario 2. The same turbocharger failure on a rural state highway in the agricultural corridor of central Nebraska. The nearest Peterbilt dealer is 140 miles. The nearest Freightliner dealer is 75 miles. The nearest Cummins certified service center is 110 miles. The Cascadia towed 75 miles, towing cost $825. Part on the shelf. 14 hours total downtime. Lost revenue $525. Total non-parts breakdown cost $1,350. The 589 Cummins X15, towed to the Cummins Center at 110 miles, towing cost $1,210. Part on the shelf. Same labor time. Total non-parts breakdown cost $1,697. In this scenario, the Cascadia produces a lower total breakdown cost because Freightliner's dealer network density in this specific geographic market creates a shorter towing distance that the Cummins network advantage cannot fully overcome. Two scenarios, two different outcomes. The truck that produces the lower breakdown cost depends on where you break down. Now let me tell you the framework that minimizes your total breakdown risk regardless of which truck you are running. The first principle is knowing your service coverage map before you run a new lane. Every owner-operator should have a bookmark or an app on their phone with the dealer locator for their specific truck service network. Before you accept a load on a lane you have not run before, 30 seconds with the dealer locator tells you where the nearest service location is at the furthest point from a dealer on that route. That 30 seconds of awareness is the difference between knowing you have a 90-mile worst case and being surprised by a 140-mile tow. The second principle is the emergency parts fund. The repair cost of a major breakdown event: turbocharger, injectors, DPF replacement. Major electrical ranges from $3,000 to $18,000 depending on the component and the truck. An owner-operator without an emergency parts fund of, at minimum, $5,000 is an owner-operator who finances their breakdown on a high-interest credit line or who delays the repair while waiting for cash. And every day of delay is another day of lost freight revenue that the fund would have prevented. The third principle is the breakdown insurance assessment. Many commercial trucking insurance policies include mechanical breakdown or on-road assistance coverage that applies to component failures rather than just accidents. The owner-operator who has not read their policy completely does not know whether their current breakdown is a covered event. Know your policy before 2:14 in the morning in western Nebraska. The fourth principle is the Cummins X15 specification if you are buying a 589. This channel has said it in every video that discuss the 589 purchase, and it belongs here as well. The Cummins X15 gives the 589 buyer access to the broadest service ecosystem in the Class 8 market. It is the single specification decision that most improves your breakdown recovery outcome across the full geographic range of American freight lanes. The MX-13 is a capable engine. It is not the right engine for the owner-operator whose routes take them into the geographic markets where PACCAR dealer density is bull, than Freightliner dealer density, because in those markets the MX-13 produces the worst of all possible breakdown scenarios, while the Cummins X15 produces a competitive or superior outcome. Here is the complete breakdown. Comparison verdict. In primary freight corridor markets where both manufacturers have strong dealer coverage, the 589 Cummins X15 produces comparable or slightly superior breakdown outcomes due to the proactive SmartLINQ diagnostic advantage and the Cummins service ecosystem breadth. In secondary corridor and rural markets where Freightliner's dealer density exceeds, Peterbilt's the Cascadia produces lower towing costs that can outweigh the 589's diagnostic and parts availability advantages. Particularly for the 589 buyer who specified the PACCAR MX-13 rather than the Cummins X15. Specification choice on the 589 is the single largest variable in the breakdown cost comparison. The 589 Cummins X15 is competitive with or superior to the Cascadia DD15 in most breakdown scenarios on most American freight lanes. The 589 PACCAR MX-13 is at a disadvantage in the specific geographic markets where Freightliner's network density is highest and PACCAR dealer coverage is thinnest. Buy the 589. Spec the Cummins X15. Know your service coverage map on every new lane. Build the emergency fund. Read your breakdown coverage in your insurance policy, and if you are already running a Cascadia, the SmartLINQ advantage you do not have can be partially replicated by a quality third-party telematics system with proactive fault code notification. It is not identical, but it is better than waiting for the warning light while the next component fails from the first one's overload. If this channel gives you the information but changes how you operate before the emergency rather than after it, subscribe. Because next week we go inside the freight broker margin, the percentage that brokers keep on every load your truck hauls, and the specific conversation that gets you more of what the shipper actually paid.